sneeze and it's time to cough. Because why get the cough out before you get to start? Alright. I believe everything is up and running, is up and working, I see something that isn't. I see something that isn't. Oh, let me move, and then we refresh this, and... God, how big is it usually? Why do you keep changing this stuff? The answer is because I'm fiddling with it constantly. Apropos fiddling, wait. Not the instrument. I did some stream about redeem coding. I found that very interesting, very nice to like get to touch and play with the StreamerBot interface. And I also learned, are you ready for this? Turns out the StreamerBot documentation is not that good. Which reminds me, something I probably should be doing is... okay, so one of the things is, because the documentation is not very good, they recommend, in fact, that in order to figure out what exactly is sent along with the message that you get on the YouTube side of it, they recommend taking a proper, making a test stream, essentially sending a couple of messages, opening the console, and then checking what is actually being sent. It's it's not that it's the most out there thing. It's just, it's a little unprofessional, of course, but like it's a free software. It's open source. I should probably just go in and make the ticket myself and be like, hey, I updated the documentation, but I haven't done that because I'm a filthy leech that doesn't add anything to the open source community. I just use it. Yeah, that's me. So I fiddled with it, and what I ended up making was some really cool tests and stuff for making redeems. Isn't that cool? I do like the... Wait, hold on. Is the volume proper? Is it doubled? Oh, interesting. Maybe I should... Okay, so I think this should be better for volume. If it didn't change, don't let me know. And if it did change, do let me know. And... Wait, what was I saying? Oh my god, I got stun locked. Oh look, it's a jumping puzzle, hold on. Another, oh, and I can run across the rooftops like it's Assassin's Creed. And you know, it's wild with Assassin's Creed. They didn't make another game after Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. It was a neat franchise, but it died too young. Oh, can I... No, I have to jump and land on this boy. Oh, good. God damn it. Well, I guess we're at it again. So I was fiddling with redeems because I thought like redeems would be pretty neat, and also there was another streamer that mentioned they didn't like the... Can I walk around this? I can sort of pseudo walk around it. Okay. And so I... Oh, but that makes this very tricky. Don't it? It really doesn't look like this is what it's supposed to do. And maybe it isn't. Yeah, well, anyway, she mentioned that she had some... she didn't like the Twitch streak system. Right? Because with this Twitch streak system, you have to return often. Of course, it's like it's a FOMO thing, so you can get more channel points and like feel more important that you can keep up your streaks. But she was like, no, I just want people to like come in. And that's fair. I really like the idea. But she couldn't get the count up to work. So essentially what you want was a redeem where when you press on it, you can press on it once per stream. And when you press on it, there's a little counter that goes up. And you get a fancy little animation that's like, hey, you've been here this often. And now that you've been here the 7th time, you get a fancy little redeem thing. And I thought that's very cute. But it's too bad she can't get it to work. So I was like, ah, fuck it. I guess I'll just make it work myself. And I did it, and I did it over 3 iterations, where the first 2 were kind of garbage. But the last one, I'm pretty satisfied with it. I somewhat did manage to test it. However, what did happen with the tests? Ooh, okay. Oh, I landed on its head. Oh, maybe that's the idea. So I land on the head and then I jump from head to head. No head. No jumping. Where was I in my story? I should really, focus on one thing at a time. But that ain't me. It is what you're supposed to do. Yeah, so essentially she was like, she wanted the system. I was like, oh yeah, I think I can make that. Because it's like supposedly my job or something. Dang it. Yeah. But because I'm not partnered, right, with Twitch, so I don't actually have access to redeem, so I can't test it for realsies if it works. StreamerBot does have a test this feature, where if you set up the action, let's call it that because that's what it's called. If you set up the action properly. Okay. I biffed it. Okay, I unbiffed it. And then I biffed it again. Well, we'll be here for a while. And... Yeah. So I haven't tested it. And then I was like, hey streamer. Hey streamer that is bigger than me because you have redeems. I did the thing. I made the thing for the count. And she was like, oh yeah, I fixed it myself. And I was like, oh cool. And she was like, yeah, turns out I just didn't turn on StreamerBot. And I was like, well, I guess. Okay, / lookout. So, it's not like I'm immune to... Oh, there's another one. It's not like I'm immune to the exact same mistakes. I will likely make them at some point. Talk to another streamer, Anastasia, that you may have noticed in the chat every once in a while. She also just told me she forgot to turn on StreamerBot sometimes. I guess for me the advantage is I haven't been streaming that long, which means I'm not used to a life before StreamerBot. And I think StreamerBot is a real neat system, so as much as I give it flack for having awful documentation, at least on the YouTube side. Yeah. But again, it's something I could easily change myself. So, ooh, jumping on people's balconies. Hell yeah. / lookout. Yeah, I haven't read any of these. Maybe I should. We can do a reading stream at some point. Oh, that actually looks hella neat. It's again one of these big things that happens in MMOs a lot is selling the grandeur and largeness of a place. Because damn, that thing is huge. It's huge. I should probably place this microphone a little closer. Good. Ijin. for Gaijin. Let me zoom in. This is where I like it. Yeah, so yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, so I made this thing. It's unnecessary. Maybe if I ever get partnered, I'll use it, because yeah, one of the reasons was I really like the idea of this system where you don't have to watch every stream. You just have to show up, be like, hey yo, boop, I've been here. And that's pretty neat. So so that's ready for someday in the future. And you know, I also got some hands-on experience with some streamer bot coding. So that's also good. I cannot talk to these, but they're like the gatekeeps for the rest of, not Kugane, that's the city, right? Yeah, Hingashi. Yeah, and otherwise, and you may see this when people come in, I fixed the font and I fixed the emotes. So, you know, many of the things that I do behind the scenes are not something you can actually see and experience, just like with these redeems. But when it comes to emotes, yeah, well, sorry, let me restart. But sometimes I do make it better. Sometimes I do make the experience better for you in a tangible way that you can actually see. Let me just check if the ping works. It does indeed. Good. So today is a stream where that happens. I work from home today. And working from home is really not a thing for me. I know a lot of people who really love working from home, but I just cannot focus for the life of me. Okay, hold on. Let me talk. Greetings, honored ma'am. Yeah, so also this music seems a little loud to me. Ah well. Cutscene.
My friends, thank you for coming at such short notice.
We were told the matter was urgent. I take it Yugiri and Soroban are also involved?
My presence here is but a happy coincidence. I am come on separate business, which can wait.
My apologies. Master Hancock, pray, tell our friends exactly what you told me.
Yeah, she has that whispery, cool rogue girl voice.
Of course, of course.
I am a murderer.
Some few days ago, a large detachment of soldiers was seen arriving at the Garlean embassy. This seemed to me most unusual, as no personages of note are due to visit for a matter of months. So, I made a few inquiries, whereupon I learned of a most curious rumor. Apparently, the soldiers were dispatched to Kugane to investigate recent sightings of a certain individual. The late acting Imperial Viceroy of Doma, Yotsuyu.
Gasp.
I beg your pardon?
I too am loath to believe it. I saw the keep come down on top of her. We all did.
I would not presume to question your eyewitness accounts, nor am I one to take rumors at face value. The fact is, the Garleans have no knowledge of what took place at Doma Castle. They may well be chasing after a woman who merely resembles Yotsuyu. But a woman who resembles Yotsuyu in the company of a grizzled Rogadan samurai? I dare say that thickens the plot.
Oh, I just want to skip this part.
He's alive.
Oh.
While I've no conclusive proof, I thought that such a possibility warranted your attention.
Have you informed Lord Hien? Well, I think we'd all like to believe the old bear survived.
No.
Indeed. While I dare not give myself wholly to hope, I will not deny that I have prayed for such a miracle ever since that fateful day. But regardless of my personal feelings, if the Empire has seen fit to pursue these rumors so vigorously, we can scarce afford to ignore them. I am bound by duty to ascertain the truth of the matter. Will you join me in this quest?
Yeah. Yeah, I'd rather find Gosetsu than Yotsuyu, I guess.
Thank you. If Gorsetsu yet lives, he will need our help if he is to avoid capture.
Gosetsu is a dear friend, and we cannot abandon him to the mercy of the Empire. Our course is clear. Hancock, is there aught else you can tell us?
Alas not. But I have taken the liberty of employing one of the finest informants money can buy. You shall have the latest intelligence on the Garlean's movements, and more besides.
Ugh. Alrighty. The informant awaits your pleasure in the backstreets of Sanjo Hanamichi. From its shining facade to its dark underbelly, few know Kugane as intimately as he. One of the finest informants money can buy. Why do I have a bad feeling about this? Permit me to assist you in your quest, my friends. The sooner your business is concluded, the sooner we may speak of mine. Should your search take you away from Kugane, my boat is at your disposal. I shall see that she is ready to sail. I'll give Soroban a hand. If he's providing us a ship, the least we can do is supply the provisions. We'll be at the pier if you need us. A welcome offer and an excellent plan. Without further ado, let us seek out this informant in Sanjo Hanamichi. What does Hanamichi mean? I feel like I've heard that before. Hanamichi. Oh well. Alright, head out for further adventure. Okay, let's see, where we going? Up there, all the way in the Raku... Wait, hold on, I can... No, then I have to stop by a small crystal. I'd rather just walk. I've made a mistake, I shouldn't have walked. Ugh. Walkable city, my ass. I do like the... yeah, the alleyways of Kugane is neat. That's a neat choice of design, because while I do appreciate like massive and grandiose, there is a certain amount of, I guess, largeness to be found in having small corridors, because that makes the space itself seem just ever so slightly larger, you know? Whoop, 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 whoop. Because it essentially means, or it gives the feeling of there being more rooms in some ways. So, let's see, because like each of these paths that you can walk down is a separate, I suppose, room or entrance or way to go. And if you give all of these separate areas their own identity, then your mind has to categorize each and every one of them as their own separate entities, right? And so for each of these entities there are, you're like, ooh, look, a hot spring also. So it makes it feel like there are more places, which is good design. They've designed the city, and probably all of the cities to some extent fairly well, because they all feel like they have a bunch of these extra stuff all over the place. That said, even though it is probably my favorite city in terms of looks, I would say I would say they haven't really nailed it for what's it called? It's one of the 3 original cities. It's not Ul'dah, it's not it's the one that always reminds me of the Faroe Islands but Greek. La Noscea, which is Limsa Lominsa. I think Limsa Lominsa looks amazing, but it doesn't have that feeling of many different areas that the other 2 beginning cities and Kugane has. And you may have noticed I didn't mention Ishgard, and that's because I dislike Ishgard a lot. It's not that it doesn't have a vibe, I just feel like the vibe that it is trying to give is not the vibe that I'm picking up. Because it is forever in disrepair. It is, yeah, of course it looks cold, but all of its, I feel like it just doesn't hit it for me. How do I say? It feels empty, I guess. Like, hold on. I think some places in Kugane are the same. This area, for example, also feels empty. It feels naked. It feels like there should be something here. But the thing is, I feel that all over the place with Ishgard. And that is whether or not there is stuff. There's also the coloration is very dour. And seeing you could give it more color and more variation and more vibe, I guess. I think if you just if you I don't know, added banners, I guess would do it. Have everything not be a black stone, have the snow perhaps play a more prominent role, or maybe less of a role. Because the in-between role that snow plays in Ishgard is not for me. And perhaps it's maybe because it is half the year where I currently live that just looks like Ishgard and is the worst part of the year. Anyway, Alice, what do you have to say for yourself? I do not have enough room for my mouse. Or rather my arm. This should be the place. Now we wait and see who comes. It has been a while, my friends. Yes, a long while indeed. I knew it. Gyodo. Any funny business? And you know what will happen, I trust? No funny business. Only loyal service and finest quality information, of course. Such quality does not come cheap. No, but then Hancock already paid you, honestly. You must think we were born yesterday. I've half a mind to call these. No these, I beg you. No boots, I will tell you everything I know, free of charge. The Empire searches for your Tsuyu, high and low, far and wide. Come to enlist my help, they did, promising rich rewards for decisive information. And have you decisive information? Were you 2 individuals cited? Indeed, Gosetsu and Yotsuyu. Alas, see them with my own eyes, I did not. But the Imperials are confident, yes, very confident indeed. Look at the size of their contingent. But there is something they do not know, a rumor, which you will find most interesting, I think. They say an elderly Rokugan samurai appeared on Kokanedori with a beauteous maiden and sold his katana to a pawnbroker. 'Twas no common katana either, but one surpassing craftsmanship. What does that mean? Gasp. Well, that is interesting. Assuming it is true, did you corroborate the rumor with the broker in question? Do not break the pawns, it makes it difficult to play chess. No. Regrettably, I do not have a working relationship with the master of Shofuku Shiten. Shichiten. Alright, it wasn't actually that difficult. Now, why would that be, I wonder? If I didn't know better, I'd think he'd lend you money. He will help you, I'm certain. While you speak with him, I will make contact with my Gallian connections and learn what I can of their progress. A glimpse of the blade is all I need to be sure, but it is wise to let Namatsu out of our sight. Oh. Non-verbal option. Do not glare at me so, I beg of you. To decide our forces is simply more efficient. He's right. Given the urgency, we would do well to split up. And so I will go with our friend here. Nothing improves efficiency like a little supervision. Yes, we will go together and there will be no boots. Let's be about it then. Good luck with the katana. Shall we reconvene at the pier later on? Fragrant as the Ruby Bazaar offices are, I still prefer fresh air. I believe Alice has her task well in hand. Shall we seek out the pawn breaker? We shall break the pawns. Alright, okay, so I've learned the emote greeting. Me when I'm 3 years old. Oh, green tea set. Nice. Everything in order, let us proceed to Koganadore and find the master of Shofukushiden. Man, he can't pronounce that for shit. Okay, so yeah, I went to the doctors today. Because going to the doctors is healthy if you think you are sick or about to be sick with something. So I had this big old mark, I suppose would be the translation, on my not thigh but lower leg, that area. It probably has a name. Because I was afraid that I may have gotten bit by an insect that is poisonous. So I went to get it checked out, and no worries if you did in fact worry. I am perfectly healthy. It's just they called it like a muscle tear would probably be the English translation. So yeah, I tore a muscle. None of that is actually important, because I found a brochure, and the brochure says sometimes taking care of each other, like consideration, is the best medicine. And the tagline is, but other times it's antibiotics. Please call your doctor. And I find that I don't know, I found it so charming. It's such a good, it's such a good brochure. I love it. And it's essentially like a brochure of, hey, if your kid is sick, like, these are the things you should look out for. So if your kid's ears hurt, you can put some saltwater nose drops or spray into the ears and follow the doctor's advice and such. And sometimes it needs antibiotics, and so on and so forth. It's nice. Basically a helpful guide for how to be a parent. And I picked it up mainly because of the tagline. I didn't really realize it was about children, but yeah, it's not like I'm in the business of having children currently. That's a messy business. Ibara. It's a funny thing with the races in this fantasy game, because supposedly this place is kind of closed off. They're like, no, we don't want any non-Kugane people. Higashi? No Higashi people inside of this area. So it does mean, it surprises me sometimes that there are all of these different races. Just walking about. Well, hello. Because you would think like those would also be separated by borders, right? Like it takes very little for humans in our own world to like separate each other by borders and by areas and by what's it called? Yeah, ethnicity, I suppose. But not in this world. We just need what? An interesting face. Because this kind of face is not something you usually see in Final Fantasy. Mostly characters are just as pretty as possible. And also, she is in the Japanese area, but doesn't look very Japanese. So she must be a... what's it called? An Ijin. Anyway, welcome Adam. My rant is over. A Rogadin samurai and a maiden. Never seen him. Now, if you don't have any business with me, make way for someone who does. It is great timing. Just when I'm about to say the most controversial things. Like, I literally just said, oh yeah, I picked up a brochure about children's health at the... it's not a hospital, it's like the doctor's office. And talked about like how good the tagline is and stuff. And then you were like, nah, that's not the perfect time to join. We might have had customers like those you describe. So many people have come through, it's difficult to remember. Perhaps you could jog my memory by making a purchase. No? Well, then you can't blame a woman for trying. Hehe, ho. Yeah, this isn't the pawnbroker. Okay, well, then that means we just have to look. Oh, hiccups. I think I have a tendency to, just before... Oh, the pleasant pawnbroker. I have a tendency to eat too much right before stream. Welcome, good ma'am. Welcome. Will you be buying or... Oh, so you've heard tell of the Rogadin Samurai's katana. Small wonder it is a fine example of its kind. One moment. Dare I hope you have found our pawnbroker? Excellent work, Ivory. And that is the katana? There can be of no doubt. It is Gosetsu's blade. Yeah, you can tell because it looks kind of like latex. It's like a lapping sword. The craftsmanship is exquisite, is it not? And you will be pleased to know that the pledge has just expired. I should be glad to sell it to you, assuming you have the coin. This is no ordinary weapon, you understand, and it is priced accordingly. But, if you are serious, I suggest you act quickly, as several noted collectors have already expressed an interest. This blade represents conclusive proof of Gosetsu's survival. I suppose this could be considered a necessary cost in securing his safe return. Yet it is not a decision I can make alone, least of all when our nation has scarce begun to rebuild. Did you do the event quest, you ask? The answer is no. What is the current event quest? Because it was Valentine's Day before, and then... Yeah, I don't know what happens in June. Or end of May. Is more likely. Is it like... Oh, that doesn't make any sense. I was about to say like... Are they celebrating Easter? That isn't the Easter Bunny? Oh, that would be strange. What else happens? I guess 4th of July is around the corner, but that's very American. Yeah, so no. I'll buy a sword. Nay, my friend, grateful though I am for the offer, I cannot ask this of you. It is enough to know that Gosetsu is alive and well. Yukiri, wait, the Scions will buy the katana. Pray consider it a gift. Master Alphino, your kindness is touching, truly. Yet in matters of coin, would Mistress Tataru not expect to be consulted? Come now, our friend will never have relinquished his blade were the need not great. And are we not bound by honor to help a friend in need? I say we are, and I am sure Tataru will wholeheartedly agree. It's settled then. You have made a wise choice, my friend. Such pieces are few and far between. Now, if you would be so good as to come this way, I shall prepare the necessary papers. Oh, how Japanese of him. Paperwork. Make it rain campaign. Alright. If I may ask, sir, after he visited your establishment, do you perchance know where the old samurai went? He is our friend, and we would return his weapon to him. Oh, the gold saucer related quests. Well, that's the issue. I never visited the gold saucer. A friend of yours, you say? I see. Well then, I suppose there can be no harm in telling you. No sooner had I provided him with the requested sum than his pretty young companion began glamoring for dango. I duly recommend that those served at Umineko tea house. Ah, yes. And thither they did set off. Clamoring for dango? Can this truly be the same people? It makes no sense. Some manner of code, perhaps, but it avails us not to speculate. Let us go to the tea house and see if we can pick up their trail. You get a cute otter backpack. Damn. That is utterly ridiculous. Why would the warrior of night need an otter? The answer is, otters are great. You know, back in the day, I had a persona made. Ooh, yeah, and that was an otter with horns. Yeah, good old back in the days when I was cringe. Luckily, I'm not cringe anymore. I just streamed to a singular person who could be in a voice call with me instead. But no. Yeah, exactly, the worst part. Yeah. You know, embrace the cringe. It is the best part of us. Hold on, I'm seeing if it's possible to jump up on this roof. I'm just wasting time real quick. Give me a moment. Give me. I believe in myself. Hold on. If I stand on this golden bob. I cannot stand on the golden bob. Okay, can I jump on it from here? This is not possible. Then it should once have to be on here. No, well, maybe from the lamppost. Believe harder. That is what I'm doing. Alright, we got that. Because in the end... Alright. Bam. Ume. But of course I remember. How could I forget a pair like that? The most beautiful girl you'll ever see scoffing down dango as if her life depended on it, while the old samurai looked on. Not quite what he expected, I'll wager. Far be it from me to gossip about my customers, but he was planning to spirit her away across the ruby sea, out of the reach of her family, no doubt. When the girl had finally had her fill, they set off in the direction of the Shiugatse hostelry, presumably to find someone discreet with a boat. So Gosetsu makes for Doma. But this woman who travels with him, the more I hear about her, the more I wonder if she can truly be Yotsuya. Yeah, well, you gave me a tea set, so I am honor-bound to get more XP from you. Gosetsu's trail leads to the sea, and that is where Yugiri will go. While doubts remain over the identity of Gosetsu's traveling companion, for now we can but follow the trail. Come, let us away to the pier and make ready for sail. With luck, Alice will have already joined Master Soroban and Mr. Tataru there. Yes. Yes, he nods before he disappears. Alright, wait. Oh, this pier. Alright, pier number 2. I thought it was the short pier that they wanted to go to. Is the short pier really that much shorter? It has room for one big boat, and this has room for more than one big boat. So I suppose that over there would be the short pier. Oh, the burps. They're coming out. I ate too many of the meatballs. Excellent timing, my friends. Mistress Alice arrived here mere moments ago. Oh, it's raining. God dang it. I actually like rain. Rain is beautiful. Oh, I got a pop-up. All went well on my end. Kyoto with an imperial